What's going on? It's your boy Sermon at Sermon's Domain on Twitter. Vic Mensa's first Rock Nation project, titled There's a Lot Going On, was released this past Friday. Now, what's unique about this project is A, it's available on iTunes, so straight to retail, but B, you can download it for free through Respect My Vote. They're a campaign, they're doing a 2016 Hip Hop Caucus campaign where they're urging people to vote. And so if you pledge to vote through their website, which I'll include the link below, you can download the EP for free until July 4th. And I really thought that was a good idea. Like, before you even get into the music, like, that's just a good, it's a good thing for the young fans. And even if you're under the age of 18 and can't vote yet, there is an option for you to pledge that you're going to, do positive things for your community, and also encourage registered voters to vote this upcoming November. And I just think it's a good idea, and I hope that it's effective, it's working, it's spreading awareness. That's what the goal is for Vic Mensa doing it. Getting into the music, I didn't really know what to expect. In the last 3 years since his first solo project, Vic Mensa's been pretty quiet. He had Down on My Luck, which is huge. It was a really good record. It was a nice record. I think it could have been like a huge hit if he had held on to it. And it's like the record that a lot of people reference. Like my girlfriend, I mentioned Vic Mensa, and then she was like, "Oh, I know him. He does Down on My Luck." That's the only song she knows. But and then, Vic has dropped a couple singles here and there. And then he signed to Rock Nation in April of 2015. And in this whole time, he's been living life, adjusting to the music industry, the gift and the curse that comes with the music industry. And I think as a fan, we tend to forget that artists are humans. And they're going through a lot of stuff as well. So I'm sure there's been a lot of people, I've read it online, that have been like, well, where's Vic Mensa? Why is he taking all this time to put music together, blah, 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 and everything. And he pretty much explains that on There's a Lot Going On. The title track, which ends the project, really chronicles the whole journey from 2013, or even dating back to kids these days. He briefly talks about how the breakup of the kids these days really left like a C-section scar in him. And then he talks about going through depression, all the stuff that was going on in his life, the stuff that we don't see because we're not with Vic 24/7. This is stuff that he puts out there. And he talks about finding a Rock Nation and then going back into depression because he was trying to write a song about signing to Rock Nation. And he talked about how that was ironic. And I think now is just the time. It feels right. And because the music itself is so, like, in a way, it's like leading a revolution. That's what Vic Mensa wants to do. In the same way that, like, Kendrick was spreading awareness of, what's going on in his environment, in his world on To Pimp a Butterfly, that's what Vic does on this project. For instance, he has 16 shots. It's a very uncomfortable record, but it's also a necessary record. It's dedicated to Laquan McDonald, who was shot 16 times last November, by police, and the record is dedicated to him. It's I think what makes Vic an interesting person is that he echoes like the sentiments of a lot of Americans, and I kind of compare and contrast that with Chance the Rapper. Before I go into that comparison, like, Vic is more on the side of like aggressive and we need to do this, we need to fight back, where Chance is more trying to change the world through positivity. He wants to improve it. Coloring Book was on that gospel wave, gospel hip hop, whatever you want to call it, and that's very different from what Vic is trying to do. I kind of likened it to like how Chance, his path is similar to like a Martin Luther King Jr., and Vic is more on the lines of like Malcolm X. And there's nothing wrong with that. And I want to stress also, before you like try to chop my head off in the comments. That's as far as the comparison goes. I'm just looking at a surface deep, you know, MLK Jr. was more along the lines of peaceful, and Malcolm was a lot more aggressive, and that's what you see in Chance and Vic. So that was my comparison for that. But going back to 16 Shots, it's just an uncomfortable record because you have Laquan's lawyer at the end, at the very end, he kind of has a statement and he recounts the whole video, like the detail of what was happening. You know, he's walking, he's like 12 to 15 feet away, and then the officer shot him 16 times. It's uncomfortable to hear. But like I said, it's a necessary record. There's an uncredited singer that does the refrain. She says there's a war on drugs, but the drugs keep winning. There's a war on guns, but the guns keep ringing. And that's pretty much, I don't know, I thought it was a powerful statement to have in the song because it's a true statement. You know, guns and drugs, they've been disputed and fought against for so many years, but there's no stopping it. And it's hard. And then you have like a record like Shades of Blue, where he's further in talking about like how as a black man in America, he wants like the same rights as everyone else. And it's like, how do you get that? And you know, him trying to ask, he's basically asking, you know, how do I get that? You know, what do I got to do? And he also says a line that stood out to me. He says, it's bigger than us. These kids listen to us. And it's also a line that pretty much sums up the project. Like, Vic is someone who understands his position now. He understands, like, what he needs to be making in terms of music and what the message is. The message he wants to spread. Now, I know I've talked about, like, the serious side of the EP, but there is also a more fun experimental side. He has two records. He has New Bay and he has Liquor Locker featuring Ty Dolla $ign, who's the only like big guest feature, only credited guest feature at least. And those two records itself, Vic was talking to Billboard, and he said that those two records, he put them on there because it's, you know, it's summertime and he wanted to have something fun. And I think you have to. With the EP that's so serious, as there's a lot going on, you have to have like a little bit of fun, something like to ease the tension. And these records are pretty good. I think New Bay is going a little bit far, like the hook and everything, but he makes it work. And I think those two records are, you know, great additions to the project. And then I love his energy on Danger. Like, it's like the one record where he's really just turned up and amped up, and I like that. I'd love to see more of that. I think he just has a lot of styles. He has the potential to be a star, in my opinion, but a star on his own terms. Similar to like a Kendrick. Kendrick is making songs like Alright, and he's not making it because he wants to chase radio or have a hit single, but that record itself was huge. It was turning into a pretty big single at the time. And so I think Vic is going to go that same route. Like, we know he can make it Down on My Luck, and if he wants to do that, that's fine. But when he was talking to Billboard, I was reading it again, and he was saying how that album, his debut album, is going to expand on what he's talking about in this EP. So this is like a warm-up. You know, this is like saying, you know, this is what you're going to get out of Vic Mensa, you know, from here on out. He's going to do these records about police brutality. He's going to do these records about equal rights in America. He's going to do these songs that are very transparent and talk about, you know, his life and his views and all that stuff. And I've referenced that Billboard interview a couple times in this video, so I'll include a link in the description. Check it out. It's really good and insightful to the project. But like I said, I really like this project a lot more than I expected. I'm loving the direction Vic is headed in, and I'm intrigued to see his debut album later this year. For now, let me know what you think about. There's a lot going on in the comment section below. And then like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, share the video, follow me on Twitter at @SermonsDomain. And as always, thank you for your time. I appreciate you for watching. And until next time, peace.